Hello everyone, this is Mr. McGee. By now, if you're watching this video, you have already watched the first ed puzzle for the week. We're on this topic of micrometers. So the first video shows in detail how to read a micrometer. If you didn't pick it up for the first ed puzzle, don't sweat it. We're going to be going over this in detail in class. I got a lot of different activities, a whole lot of different things for you to do to familiarize yourself with these micrometers. Now the measurements that we're going to be doing are going to be relatively basic, simple, and we'll keep the tolerances down to plus or minus. If you can get the measurements within plus or minus 0.03 of an inch of the target, then everything will be good. So again, you've already seen the first video. I'm going to show you what you're up against for your task for this week to perform. So here we go. I'm going to open up my stand here and we're going to rotate around. We're going to get our camera down here. What we're looking at is a micrometer kit, a set of micrometers, which ranges from 0 to 1 inch all the way up to a 4-inch. We can measure anywhere from 0 to a piece of material 4 inches in diameter. So the one thing I'm going to caution you on is when you do go to do this exercise, please remember to verify the calibration of the micrometer. That way there you're showing me that you're keeping a watchful eye, making sure that your equipment is accurate before you start to measure. Excuse me. So you'll be handed a micrometer worksheet, very similar to this one, if not identical to it. Now you'll notice that I ask you student name, date, and then I'll put the score. Please show all of your math. By the end of the week, you'll understand what I'm talking about. If you don't put the math on here, then I can't see. If you made a mistake, if you don't show the math, I can't see it. So we're going to be measuring 3 different items. A crankshaft rear main bearing. Well, crankshaft, if this were a V-twin engine or an upright engine, the bearing surface to the left of the timing gear would be your main, your rear main. This would be your front main. And this would be your crank or your connecting rod journal. So just for the purpose of understanding what we're talking about, the first one is a crankshaft rear main bearing. That's this guy right here, just to the left of the timing gear. The next one would be the camshaft or crank. Well, the next thing we're measuring, yeah, here we go, is our camshaft. Now, as you might assume, our 2 gears are going to run together. So if this is the rear of the crankshaft, this is also the rear of the camshaft. This is the front of the crankshaft. This would be the front of the camshaft. So our second measurement is the camshaft front bearing. So we're going to be measuring this guy right here. The third measurement is the crankshaft rod bearing or rod journal. That'll be this center right here. This is our throw, as they call it. So we're going to be taking these 3 measurements. First things first, you're going to measure the crankshaft rear main. You're going to determine which size micrometer you need for this bearing. And I'm going to guess that this is a 1-inch bearing, but I'm not 100% certain. So we're going to take our micrometer and we're going to open it up. Remember when you're using these micrometers, if you are opening it, always use the barrel. If you're tightening it, use the friction stop. You'll hear it clicking. You tighten it until it hits what you're measuring, and then you'll hear it click. So we're going to open this all the way up to the 1-inch increment. And we're going to see if that fits our crankshaft. This is after we've calibrated this, right? We got to check the calibration first. So I have this all the way open, and we're going to see if this is going to fit our crankshaft. And it does not. So this one isn't our micrometer of choice for this measurement. Now, there's going to be different crankshafts out there. What you're seeing with this crankshaft, these numbers you may see aren't necessarily, may not be the crankshaft and camshaft that you're going to be working with. So we're going to close this all the way back down. So real quick, how do we check our calibration? We're going to run it into our friction stop clicks. Okay, you can hopefully hear that. And we're going to look at our zero, and we're going to make sure that it is lined up with the center line on our micrometer, which it is not. This line with this zero should line up with this zero when it's closed. But it does not. When we run this all the way in, you can clearly see our zero's not there. Now, if it's not there, we're going to use this mini spanner wrench, and we can actually rotate the zero on the frame to line up, like so. And it's still not calibrated correctly. Hang on here, we're going to make one more adjustment. And I'm hoping that you'll be able to see this when it's all done. So I'm going to rotate this around. Now, there we go. 0, 0. That's how we ensure that our micrometer is calibrated correctly. All right. Let's pause for a minute.